The concept of Star Citizen is really quite fascinating. Have you ever envisioned a game allowing you to truly explore space, develop economies and trade, fly through the silent darkness of a black hole, and engage in fierce, live firefights with other players? To explore and survive in a breathing space simulation world. This was the concept pitched to millions of gamers worldwide by creator Chris Roberts. Founding the company Cloud Imperium Games, Roberts envisioned building the most interactive space simulation MMO to ever grace the industry, and to fund it, he launched a Kickstarter that was massively successful, raising over $145 million as of May 2017. And yet, not much has come out of this very heavy investment outside of just a few interactive modules that have been both impressive and slightly disappointing. Information is hard to find, the release date has been constantly changed, and the content of Star Citizen is still very much a mystery. When must the promise of a game be fulfilled? What expectations fly alongside Kickstarter? Is Star Citizen Vaporware? Questions that we will answer today. The development of the elusive Star Citizen began many years ago. Cloud Imperium Games was established in 2010, and development of Star Citizen almost immediately followed in 2011. Roberts and his fellow programmers had this idea in mind of creating a sandbox driven by player interaction, as opposed to other games that have pre-established systems in place. That idea resonated with so many people, leading to the aforementioned Kickstarter going way past the $50 million goal. And that figure is all the more amazing considering that established franchises that have been crowdfunded like Wasteland, Shenmue, and Psychonauts were unable to amass more than $10 million each. The money was immediately put to good use, expanding the game beyond its already impressive scope. Fictional languages were conceived for the alien races, the story campaign called Squadron 42 was given extra weight, and the game as a whole received a facelift in order to make it as graphically top-notch as possible. But when you go down that crowdfunding route, it means you actually have to deliver as your backers are your customers. And for a while, that's what Cloud Imperium did. Depending on how much one pledged, they were provided access to upcoming features of the game that were steadily released following the closing of the Kickstarter in November of 2012. Given the fact that the release date kept getting pushed back from the original 2014 target, this was theoretically a good method for alleviating concerns. But problems have arisen along the way that have slowly eroded some of that enthusiasm. Vaporware is defined as a product that is constantly advertised yet never officially put out. While referring primarily to computer systems, it has been adopted by the video game industry to allude to games that are promised only to either never come out or ultimately be released years later looking nothing like the promise. There have been accusations that Star Citizen is just that, a money sponge taking advantage of people desperate enough for this kind of game. Is there proof? Well, for starters, only one module was being released per year beginning in 2013, and even that stopped in 2015 with the social module. And while various patches on the alpha have been issued to compensate for that, they don't quite make up for the biggest obstacle, and that is the concept sales. Concept sales are exactly that. A market where players can purchase new features such as vehicles and ships at a discount. And trust me when I say that there are some people out there that have way more than exceeded that. This means that, in addition to Kickstarter backers, you have Cloud Imperium having to make sure that these players investing a lot of money into the alpha are being compensated. But with no endgame in sight and no modules being released in the past 2 years, it's hard to argue that they have been. No Man's Sky is more than just an example of a space exploration game gone wrong. I bring it up because it represents something very wrong with gamers these days, and that is just impatience. We want games to be successful, of course we do, but when you have very ambitious developers forced to prematurely release a title as a result of pressure from the gaming community, you get a No Man's Sky. Yeah, it's sad that Star Citizen has been delayed, and it's even more disappointing that they are asking for extra money without giving anything more than just an alpha. But at the same time, gamers have to realize that this cannot be a scam. They have contractual obligations courtesy of crowdfunding, and they can be held accountable. Maybe they can't be sued, but they at least can be, run out of town per se, and that's something I'm sure no developer really wants. Glancing at the timetable of Star Citizen, we can see near monthly strings of updates, even if the vast majority of them are just kind of small upgrades to the alpha. This does mean that Cloud Imperium is still working actively on the title each and every day. While I can sympathize with those who have put forward lots of money into the project, it is worth remembering again, Cloud Imperium raised funds beyond what was expected. As a result, they upped the scale of the game tremendously, changing game engines entirely from CryEngine 3 to Amazon Lumberyard as well. Taking all of this into consideration, I would recommend at least waiting off until Christmas of next year to even really look at Star Citizen. At the recent CitizenCon, Roberts showed off one of the largest cities in the gaming world. That they have managed to create such an amazing, kind of Blade Runner-y looking metropolis should be a sign that great things are hopefully going to come in the near future for Star Citizen. But let this be a lesson for games, I guess. Don't take forever to realize your visions when you've already taken people's money after you already set an estimated release date for a video game. I feel like it's been light years since I first pledged back in, 2013 for Star Citizen. I just want that promise to be fulfilled, and I don't want to feel like this game is never going to come out. Because that's the important takeaway for me so far with Star Citizen. Money means a lot to people, and you can't toy with it because it's only going to build disdain, and we don't want that in the industry. So I guess I see both sides of the argument here, but in the end, let's just hope we get a killer game when this is all over. Thanks for watching, guys. Do me a favor and comment down below. Let me know what you think about this whole Star Citizen Vaporware topic in the comment section. You guys have a kick-ass day, and we'll see you in our next video.